Hello. So this is my new look, probably for maybe about 6 months. I still probably will lose some more of this hair, but I want to first say thank you to Mans. So Mans is what I now call my celebrity hairstylist. I didn't know Mans. I was introduced to him by his partner, Carol, who I also didn't know. And they came together bearing gifts, and he cut the rest of my hair off. I'd lost probably about 50% of my hair. You may have remembered the video I had with it all coming out. Well, it all did eventually come out, and I looked quite scary, rather like a scarecrow, actually. So it had to go. Um, he was so patient. I couldn't see his face because we have COVID. So he had a mask over his face, but he had the kindest of eyes. And he took ages to trim and style my hair. I'm so pleased with it because I thought I was going to look like an old lady with chemo hair. And he's actually made me feel quite young and bright and ready to challenge the world. So thank you, Mans and Carol, from the bottom of my heart. I don't think you'll ever know how grateful I am that you made such what would be a distressing time for me, quite a joyous occasion because I was able to meet both of you, and my daughter was there as well. She was the one that was going to be cutting it, and I'm so glad she didn't. So now it's off. So better off than on because it was just not nice when it was half on and half off. I've put on my playlist a remarkable lady who talks about hair loss. And it was on her advice. I found this through my daughter researching on YouTube, but it was on this lady's advice that I decided to go for the number two cut, as they call it, a number two cut. Because this is my opinion, and this is the lady's opinion, you all may be doing something different with your hair, and that's absolutely fine. But I listened to this lady, and she advised to go for the number two cut and leave some hair on your head. Now, this will probably still go, and I will absolutely go bald, which is fine because now I'm more or less used to that look anyway. But she advised that you go for the number two cut because this remainder of the hair you continue to wash and condition. And then when you lose this hair, you only wash the scalp and no conditioner because the conditioner is only for the hair. You haven't got any hair, so you won't be conditioning it. And then she suggests getting a lint roller. So it's one of those little gadgets that you get, you fluff off your jumpers. So just roll this lint roller over your probably no hair head about 4 times a day to get all the little debris off. Now, the reason you go for the number two cut is because this hair now falls out naturally, and it stops from having a prickly scalp from maybe shaving your head. It also enables you to wear hats better because the hats will hold on to the scalp better because the scalp will be a bit smoother. And when I run my hands down the back of my head, it actually feels like a baby's head. It feels so soft and nice. So it's quite comforting to have that touch of your head as well, feeling really nice because it was feeling pretty nasty as I was losing this hair. So yes, anyway, this lady, I've put her video on my playlist. She'll explain it more in depth about why you do what you do. And I'm going to go with this lady's advice, and I'm going to wait for this hair to come out. I'll be sorry to see this go, though, but because I do like it. So I'm going to wait for this hair to go, and then once that hair has gone, I'll be doing the lint roller, taking off the debris, and then I'll be back into some hats and all sorts of weird things to make the head look better. It's a great haircut for yoga. So as I am a yoga teacher, I can just jump out of bed, no problems about the hair. And when I go back to work for what is called my rise and shine yoga, which is very early in the morning, can you imagine? Quick shower, straight out to yoga. So all good. Staying positive. I've just been to the hospital, so it was my first outing today with my new look. felt quite comfortable, had the shades on, and I had a nice little hat on, so I felt really comfortable being out. And that was for my blood test. My next chemo is on Tuesday, and I'm so pleased I took my hair off before the next chemo. It was only dead hair that was hanging in there. So I'm really pleased it's gone. Feel fresh, feel happy, feel good, ready to do the chemo and back to the yoga. So thank you for listening. Please look at the playlist, and the title would be To Shave or Not to Shave. So scroll down until you find that video, listen to the lady, and then take your own thoughts and opinions and decide what you want to do. Just one thing, she was quite correct when she said after the first chemo, 14 days later, you'll start to feel the hair falling out. And 14 days later, I did. And she said 17 days later, you'd start to lose more or less 50% of the hair. And true enough, 17 days later. And that's the distressing time when you start to really lose huge clumps of hair. So my personal opinion was I'm so glad, took it off, got on with a nice new haircut, and got on with life. So thank you all for listening. Hope it might help. Please do click subscribe, because I'd like to, for as many people who are undergoing chemotherapy and losing the hair, to be able to access the videos, just so that they've got different opinions. So please click subscribe. You'll see a little red box underneath, and then there's a little bell next to it. If you can click that as well, if you want to get any other notifications, it'll ring you and let you know when I put another video on. So again, many thanks for listening. Namaste to you all.